am making this video specifically because of you. You know yourself. You sent a job application last week. You've been checking your email every 5 minutes. You've been telling your friends, I'm trusting on God for this one. You have been fasting, praying everywhere, declaring it. Aunty Faith, yes, you again. I watched you open your laptop last week. Attach that funny CV of yours. Skip the cover letter entirely and leave the email subject line completely blank. But as you hit that send button, you closed your eyes, lifted your hands, and muttered, I sent this application forth with faith. My faith will speak for me. And to faith, I just want to tell you with love and deep respect that application is not going anywhere. It is currently resting in eternal peace in the corporate spam folder, right next to the email from the foreign prince who wants to share his inheritance with me. It is dead. And to faith, let it go. Let's have a faithful meeting here. What kind of spiritual warfare are you trying to wage against a computer algorithm? You think the first person reading your CV is always a human being who can sense your good heart and vibes? No, most times it is an ATS, Applicant Tracking System, a robot, a machine, a software. In most cases, before a human reads your CV, it is first scanned by a software, and that software has no soul. It doesn't care about your faith. It doesn't care that you woke up at 3 a.m. to pray. It doesn't even care that your wallpaper says what God cannot do does not exist. It is looking for keywords. Let me explain something to you. Many companies configure their recruitment systems to look for certain skills and keywords from the job description. If your CV never mentions the skills you're searching for, it becomes much harder for your application to surface. For example, if your resume says customer service, but the system requires client retention, guess what? Rejected. Another is complex formatting, such as using graphics, tables, custom columns, or unusual headlines like my journey instead of work experience. Guess what again? Rejected. The software looks at that and says, I don't understand this one. Next. And you know what else? The JPEG resume. I have seen different types. In some cases, candidates literally snap their hard copy resumes with bad cameras, capturing everything in the environment. Mattress, bedsheets, slippers, the whole village. And then they send it with faith to a recruiter. It's already a turn off. In some other cases, you design your CV with a graphics app, export it as a flat image, and saved it as a PDF file. To the human eyes, it looks pretty, but to the tracking system software, it looks like a completely blank piece of paper. You're literally submitting a ghost to a machine. The system is reading nothing, and you've been checking your email every second, waiting for positive feedback. Now, let's say by some miracle, your CV makes it past the ATS. It reaches a human. Congratulations, you survived the robot. Now, you have entered level 2, HR. Do you know how long some HR spend on your CV? 6 seconds. 6. That is shorter than some people's prayer before eating. So, if your resume is a wall of so, if your resume is a wall of text without structure, responsibility based instead of achievement based, they'll discard it in 6 seconds. See the difference. One is what you were expected to do. The other is what you achieved. Serious employers don't employ people for what they were expected to do in their previous roles. They hire people for the results they achieve. Another thing, Some employers give specific instructions for applying. They may say, submit a resume with a black and white color scheme. Send as PDF only. Include a portfolio. Provide two references. If you do not follow these instructions, you are automatically disqualified. Not because they hate you, but because they want to see if you can follow directions. If you can't follow simple application instructions, how will you follow work instructions? And here is another one people don't consider: being overqualified. You may have a master's degree when the position requires a diploma. You may have 20 years of work experience when the position requires 3 years of work experience. And you're wondering why you got rejected? The employer is thinking, this person will get bored and leave in 6 months. Or worse, this person wants my job. So seek positions that match your credentials. Now let's talk about something else: employment gap. You worked at a place for 1 year and left. You worked at another place for 6 months and left. You worked at another place for 4 months and left. A recruiter looks at that and thinks, this person will not stay. They doubt your staying power. They think you'll waste your time and resources training you. So, if you have short stints, please specify your reasons, e.g., contract ended, company restructured, etc. Give context so they don't assume the worst. Another thing, delaying your application because deadline is far. You see the job posting and think, ah, the deadline is in 2 weeks. I'll apply next week. Don't do that. HR may decide on a candidate while you are delaying. They may close the position early. They may shortlist people who applied immediately. So when you see a job you qualify for, apply immediately. Don't wait. Don't procrastinate. Don't delay unnecessarily. But note, sending your application early isn't the same as rushing your application. Calm down. So your application isn't full of spelling, grammar, and punctuation errors, among others. Apply early, but apply well. Because here is something you're not getting yet. Your application is a reflection of you. If your application has typos, what does that tell me about your attention to details? If your application is generic, what does that tell me about your commitment? If your application is lazy, what does that tell me about how you will work? You are showing me who you are before I even met you. And if you're not impressive on paper, why would HR waste time meeting you? Now, let me help you. If you want your application to actually go somewhere and yield results, this is what I am saying. You need to start doing this. 1. Read the job description carefully. Not every job is for you. If the job requires 5 years of experience and you have 1 year of experience, don't apply. You are just wasting your time and the recruiter's time. 2. Tailor the text on your application. Stop using one generic CV. Don't send the same CV to everyone. If the job is for marketing, highlight your marketing experience. If it is for finance, highlight your finance experience. In fact, even if you are applying for the same job title in two different companies, hear me, even if you are applying for the same job title in two different companies, take time to tailor each application to each company's job description. If a job description uses keywords like project delivery and cross-functional leadership, those exact keywords must appear naturally in the bullet points of your experience. Speak the system's language. It's not hard. 3. Before you send your next application, do this. Read your application out loud. Ask someone else to read it. Check for typos, grammar mistakes, formatting issues, missing information. One typo can cost you the job. 4. Humanize the process. Don't just apply through the portal and pray. Find someone who works at that company on LinkedIn. Send them a polite 3 sentence message. Hi, I just applied for the project manager role in your company. I love your company's recent work on X, and I would like to learn more about the company's team culture and so on. That is how you bypass the machine. 5. Follow up. Don't just send and forget. After a week, send a polite follow up mail. Send something like, Dear hiring manager, I recently applied for dash 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 position at your company and wanted to follow up. I remain very interested in the position and would love to hear from your company at your earliest convenience. This shows you are genuinely interested. 6. Prepare for interview. Don't wait until you get the interview notification to prepare. Start preparing now. Research common interview questions. Practice your answers. Prepare questions to ask the interviewer. Dress professionally. Arrive early. If you do all this, then you can honestly back it up with your prayer and faith and say, My God, I have done my best. I leave the rest in your hands. But if you send a lazy application and say, God will do it, God is looking at you like, and I gave you a brain. What did you do with it? Because sometimes the reason you're not getting a job is you. It's not the economy. It's not the government. It's not your village people. It's not your enemies. It is you if you are not preparing, not improving, not learning, not growing. Instead, you are sending the same CV you sent 5 years ago. You are using the same cover letter template. You are not adding new relevant skills. You are not networking. You are not researching. And then you blame God? Now, to be fair, sometimes it might not actually be a problem with your application. It could just be the recruiter's internal factor. Maybe the position was later filled internally. They decided to restructure the role. The budget was cut. The hiring manager changed their mind. It happens. So if you get rejected, consider contacting the hiring manager and politely inquire about their reasoning. Many may not reply, but it doesn't hurt to try. If you're lucky enough to get a response, it will show you where the issue is and also where to improve. And if they don't reply, move on. Keep applying, keep improving, keep growing. So, Aunty Faith, the application you sent last week with faith alone, it's not going anywhere. But the one you sent after this video, that one where you applied all the tips discussed in this video, that one is going places. This is the Ranting HR. And today, I am officially declaring that sending applications with faith alone is banned. If you think I am lying, this time, don't just ask Melvin in the Pathfinder. Ask the recruiter who deleted your application and never got back. And yes, your career needs the Pathfinder.
Your journey to a fulfilling career can start today. Get your copy at awaketopowercom.com/bookstore.